The next question, we'll start with you, Barry. Fire and EMS is a vital part of our community, and we've been fortunate with quality men and women who are well-trained and very capable. Do you believe the fire and EMS is sufficient the way it is today? If not, what changes would you like to see? If you believe they are sufficient, why?
Well, last week I got to meet with the fire chief for an hour. I spent 1 hour going over what he thought was the needs of this community for the fire needs. Definitely, we got 4 vehicles, I think 4 or 5 vehicles sitting outside in front of the fire station. I didn't really know about the problem with the water, draining the trucks out and all that he has to deal with, which is a major thing. So I did ask him, I said, you want to build a fire station? And he mentioned yes. And there's no plans yet drawn up. And I asked him how much it cost, and for that fire station, there was really no number given out. But there's definitely a need for that. You know, we got to get those vehicles parked in a place. Now, whether that's a new station, I don't know what the financing, these guys are the finance guys, and I'm studying about it, but there's got to be money out there. That building's going to cost quite a lot. And there's no money right there for that building.
The EMS and fire is dear to my heart. I am engineer on the fire department, and I'm also emergency medical technician on our ambulance. We have some of the most dedicated individuals in our community serving on these 2 areas of public safety. We have needs for the EMS and fire. Priority need right now is the new fire station, which we are in the process of getting some plans drawn up for that. We're in the process of getting together with some architects to get some proposals in, to get a set of plans set up, so then we can go towards the next step to know how much we're going to have to start putting aside and what areas we need to go to for funding to support that. We do have equipment that is sitting outside that is a major concern to us because there's a lot of money sitting there. We want to protect the investment that we have and to continue to move forward and to grow with it. We have a tremendous fire chief that's very much pro-fire and EMS, and as a city we do all we can to support him.
When it comes to fire station, undoubtedly that is our top priority right now. We've got to get that taken care of. Indeed, in council we have instructed the administrator to go ahead with soliciting plans and get the ideas and plans in place. EMS and fire is something I'll hope we don't need, but it is something we have to maintain at a high level. And the Seagulls truck sitting outside has been a real sore spot for me for several years. And so that is our priority. It's kind of frustrating, but government moves at a little slower pace than we'd like to. We'd like to be able to just say, come on in tomorrow and start building, but the process is underway, and we'll push it ahead as fast as we can. It's something that has to be our first priority right now.
And Lee, you may want to borrow Barry's microphone.
Maybe it's not the microphone. I think there's only one other person in the state that's been an EMT longer than I have, and I don't say that to boast, but they just can't get rid of me. That's a passion I've had for almost 40 years now, and I really believe that being able to give pre-hospital emergency care to your residents ought to be a high priority. My hat's off to the 45 volunteers we have in fire and EMS. I don't think anyone knows or understands the commitment that's required or the expectations that are there when you're in your normal everyday walk of life and all of a sudden within seconds you're expected to be a caregiver and a lifesaver. That really puts the pressure on, and we have some amazing, dedicated, experienced and trained people in fire service and in EMS. We have a class going right now that's going to add another 7 people to our group, which we desperately need. And we're continuing to expand our agreements and mutual aid documents, both with Iron County and Washington County, that I think serves enterprise well.
The next question was submitted.
Can we do a follow-up on that one?
Yes, you can.
I met with Cameron, I think he's an amazing man, you know, it seems like he's got his act together. I just like to ask these guys, you know, there's not plans, how much money we expect to pay on this firehouse, and where's the money coming from?
We'll start with you, Ron.
We are anticipating just rough numbers on a building that's going to be a metal building. We're not going for the Taj Mahal, but it will be a metal building, and we are also looking at, in the general plan of the park, where the new fire station will be, there's a community center that will be attached to the fire station for the benefit of the residents, and we're probably looking somewhere in the vicinity of $300,000 to $400,000. We're looking at possibly grants to try to come up with that, and we do have money that's put away in the capital fund also.
As Ron mentioned, the plans, part of the problem is until we have some plans in place, we can't be entirely sure what those costs are. The estimated cost, as he mentioned, $300,000 to $400,000. And our funding and such is going to be based on what will those costs be. But the first step is you can't even apply for the funding, you can't even work towards the funding until a set of plans are in place. And we have to go through that step first and identify where then we can come up with the funds. But we're estimating somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 to $400,000.
I don't know that I can add to that. As far as the numbers, that's roughly the cost that we've been given. As far as source of funds, we've explored several. We certainly have the borrowing capacity and ability to tap a number of state sources. Right now, the Community Impact Board is at 2.5% and very flexible. They also give some grants based on your demonstration of need and critical urgency. We may or may not be able to qualify that. That's still an exploring process, and we're looking at all avenues, but I think we're really sensitive, and I applaud the council at not rushing into this and placing a tax burden on our residents.